Welcome to Tower Bliss. So this is another pick a card, and the question is love messages from your person. So you have five options here. This is option 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the timestamps will be in the description box. You can click on those timestamps and watch your reading. Okay, so let's proceed with your reading. Okay, the ones who've chosen option 1. Your cards are, the first card that you have is the Nine of Wands. The second, Temperance, Ten of Pentacles, the Tower card, Ten of Cups, and you have Time for a Nap and Serendipity. Okay, so if I see these cards, so definitely you have two cards that are representing marriage or a married life, because you have the Ten of Pentacles, then you have the Ten of Cups. So I feel like either you there's a separation, or right now you're not with them, okay, or you're planning on, like, because you have the Tower card in between, and it talks about separation, it talks about divorce, okay, it talks about like getting to know something which was hidden. External circumstances has somehow affected this connection. So you have the Nine of Wands and you have the Temperance card. So what I feel like, you're feeling heartbroken and you're feeling hurt. This has been a long process. It's going on for so long, and now it's like you've given your all and you just feel depleted and you feel hurt, and it is almost like it's hard for you to stand again. Okay, so that is like you almost want to give up. That is the Nine of Wands. And with the Temperance card, you are focusing on yourself, and right now you need to be doing that because you need to balance out your emotions. You've given too much to this connection, and the angel is telling you to focus on yourself. Have patience, things are going to improve. And I know the path to happiness seems very far to you right now. Like it seems like the sun is not in your life, and you almost do not feel very positive about your life. And it just feels like somehow the happiness is sort of distorted, or the idea of happiness or the idea of hope or anything of that sort is distorted. And then you have the Ten of Pentacles. I think everybody desires this, like have wanting stability, wanting a connection that truly makes you happy, because the Ten of Cups talks about love. But then I think the idea that there's going to be a perfect relationship or a perfect marriage or anything for that matter, perfect does not, like right now, is not your motto, or you probably are understanding that no connection is perfect or no human is perfect with the Ten of Pentacles and with the Ten of Cups, because this usually talks about a very perfect idea or concept of marriage and love. But then you have the Tower card in between, so that talks about whatever this illusions that you have is like falling apart. There was the foundation of this connection wasn't strong, and there has been some external circumstance, some reality, some truth that has come to light and has thrown you apart. Or you might be in separation, does not necessarily have to be that it is going to be divorce, but then I feel like you are in separation right now from this person. Okay, you might even be married to this particular person, or you were probably thinking that you want to get married to them. And then you have Time for a Nap. Again, there's no communication with Time for a Nap. It is Four of Swords to me. So things almost feel like undone, or you can say like it's almost like there's a break in this connection, and you haven't spoken to each other for quite some time. But with the Serendipity, I think this time is very much important for you to bring yourself back, or you can like use this particular time for rejuvenating, trying to get yourself back. Focus on yourself with the Temperance card. Focus on you. Okay, and with the Time for a Nap, you see this particular, the moon is also sleeping and you see the fox also sleeping. So it's like in that it's like at night time you finally, your body, the rest that it requires for being emotionally drained, okay, it needs rest. Okay, your body too needs rest. So with the serendipity, things are going to work out in your favor. You will see things improving in your life. Even if you don't believe it, you will see small changes. I definitely feel that, because with the serendipity you see repeating numbers, and moreover it's the fact like things falling into place after such a long time. It's like having that relief with the temperance card. If there's been a difficult time period in your life, or you've been going through something really very difficult, with the temperance card, that's like a break. Like you are going to get that break where you're like, okay, there's everything going to be in moderation, and there's going to be break from all this negativity and all this drama that's going on in your life. So the temperance is a very positive card if you see it that way. Like it gives you a time period where you're feeling the relief of having faced so much, and finally now having that peace of mind, somewhere having that peace of mind, because you see how peacefully the fox and the moon is sleeping here. So I feel that it is going to happen, like you're going to attain peace somehow. And you may the first card that you have here is you make me believe in fairy tales. So definitely this particular person, somehow I think, because you have the 10 of pentacles and the 10 of cups, it's like having the perfect family with someone that you truly love, because that is the 10 of cups, like having the perfect family and love, like which is almost unattainable. It seems like that. And you have heavy thoughts, so this particular person might be thinking heavily about you, and you met your match. There is something about you, like it's almost a connection that you cannot deny, because the tower card can also speak about love at first sight, but because it is between these two cards, I'm interpreting it as separation. And they will support you, so they're going to be supportive of you, or I can say your angels are quite supportive of you, and it's a soulmate connection. So definitely there's some form of soulmate connection, that a very strong bond that you feel towards this particular person. So that was your reading, and I hope you get some form of clarity. Okay. The ones who have chosen option number 2. Okay. Your cards are, the first card that you have here is the Two of Swords. Then you have the Nine of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, King of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, then Eight of Pentacles. Okay, not for you, and then chop wood. So in this particular pile, if I see the cards, the two cards in the past tell me the fact that someone was indecisive. Either it was you or the other person who's quite indecisive, like did not know. Probably there might have been something else in their life, like, because usually the Two of Pentacles is like two people of the same qualities, almost in the same position, but they end up choosing the other person. It's something like that, okay? The Two of Pentacles, like having, when you look at the pros and cons of a particular situation, it is like, almost similar. Just like how you would evaluate a particular job, it's the same thing. Because it's a relationship reading, I'm interpreting it that way, that because it's a relationship reading, I'm interpreting that it's two people involved here. But I don't see in the cards that it is two people, but I definitely see someone who's very hard work. Okay, let me finish this first. So with the Two of Swords, I definitely have a feeling like this particular person was indecisive about you. Like their emotions, they couldn't decide. Might have Libra in their chart, because any air sign, most of the air signs are indecisive. So that is what I feel like with the Two of Swords. Very indecisive. They couldn't even rely on their emotions, I guess. Okay. And they didn't rely on themselves, like they're going to make the right choice, so they decided not to make a choice at all. So this might have put you in a very obsessive state, or you might have like obsessed over this particular situation, but feeling quite negative about it, like not knowing where this connection was going. And with the Nine of Pentacles, definitely there's some form of wish fulfillment, but then they definitely see you as someone who's very up class, okay, like high class, or you can just say like someone who's beautiful, someone who has their whole life together. That is the Nine of Pentacles. You seem like a perfect individual, like with your beauty, with your finances, with everything, almost a single energy, like way too good to be true. Or you can say, like, definitely they might have put you on a pedestal. With the King of Cups, very devoted, because usually a King of Cups is a person who is loyal, faithful, and devoted, like devoted to an extreme, actually, the King of Cups. But he can be manipulative, he or she can be manipulative, okay? It's like they have emotional intelligence, and because they have emotional intelligence, they tend to use it to pull at your heartstrings, because they understand you, they know what to be like, what to be said or what to do, so that you're going to like them. So that is the King of Cups. And with the Knight of Pentacles and with the Eight of Pentacles, with the Knight of Pentacles, definitely taking their own time. With the Two of Swords as well, like almost indecisive, does not know, is it coming, is it not coming. So the Knight of Pentacles is very slow and steady, but then definitely he or she is someone who wants to like eventually settle down. So now they're working hard. Like I think like in the future, I feel like this particular person is going to be very sure of what they truly want, what they truly desire in this connection, and more importantly, they will have their eyes set on their, like, whoever they want. Like Eight of Pentacles is like very set on who they want, okay? So they would have only eyes for you, and they will work to have you in their life. So that is the Eight of Pentacles. Like they have their eyes on the prize. And with a not for you, maybe this particular person from your past, if someone from your past, and that particular person isn't for you. But then if this is someone new, then definitely I see like it's a good opportunity for you to be having someone who's very devoted and loyal to you and actually loves you, okay? The King of Cups is emotions, so definitely has strong emotions for you. But I think going through your day-to-day life, things aren't as great as it seems. So I think you need to be focusing on your day-to-day life, like trying to get yourself out of this, because there's an obsessive energy with the Nine of Swords. So I would tell you that maintain a little distance, or just focus on your day-to-day activities. That would help you get out of this whole thing. And you might be even focusing on your daily activities, or let's just say on your finances, will help you out, and will enjoy texting you. So but I see them very much focused on their work, so work as well. So but then I think they will still take time to text you, okay? And then it's safe for you to love, because it's the King of Cups. Definitely in 1 month's time, there might be something that might come about. And I didn't realize that I lost my true love. So we'll develop into something strong. So probably they did make a mistake, but I see them trying to rectify it, see them trying to modify this whole thing. But it's up to you whether you want them or you don't want them. Okay. So that was your reading, and I hope you get some form of clarity. Thank you. Okay, the ones who have chosen option 3. Your cards are, the first card you have is the Hanged Man. And then you have the Star, the Hermit, Eight of Swords, Two of Pentacles, Blessed, Time to Go, and then you have Chaos and Conflict. Okay, so first thing I can tell you through these cards, the first, because it's a Hanged Man and the first card is kind of very important, what I feel like is things are stagnant between the both of you. Like there's no communication happening, you don't know what's going on between the both of you. It's like, I think you haven't spoken to this particular person for quite some time with the Hanged Man. But with the Hanged Man, I think during this particular point of time, there's going to be spiritual awakening. And I think you're going through a spiritual, like, there's a lot of, I think there's focus on spirituality, or you're growing, I can say, with the hermit card and with the hanged man. Like, you're learning to rely on yourself more. So with the hanged man and the hermit, I think you're starting to question yourself, like, what do you truly require from this connection, or what do you truly want from any connection for that matter? So, if you are wanting more commitment from this particular person, that is a good card, okay, with the hanged man, because hanged man is someone who's slow to commit, but then if you're wanting more commitment, it's like you have to put that across to the other person. With the star card is a very positive card. It talks about healing, it talks about like someone loving you for who you are with the star card. And star card usually is someone who is like put on a pedestal, or is a person who helps you with the healing process. So definitely there might be some wish coming true, and you might be shining like a star in their life, or you might be somehow you are helping this particular person to come out of this whole situation in their life where they're not feeling really great about themselves. With the hermit card, it's almost like a dip, or you can say like this particular person is not in a good place right now, and they're trying to like search themselves, going through that phase where you are like self discovery is happening. So definitely I feel like no communication between the both of you. I think even you are questioning a lot of things, and the other person is questioning a lot of things. That is what I believe. But then I think both of you are growing, and I think somewhere it is fated, or you believe it is fated, or one of you believes it is fated. And you have the Eight of Swords, somewhere feeling stuck, and this I feel like the other person is feeling stuck, is he or she does not know how to navigate through the situation, and it's like a particular thought that's going about in their head repeatedly, and they almost feel like they're not going to come out of this. There's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of like they're wanting help for someone, but then nobody seems to be within their reach. It's something like that, or they don't want to be talking about this, they don't want to see the situation for what it is. It can be that as well. And with the Two of Pentacles, I feel like one particular person or both of you might be in a position where you are prioritizing your life, or you are doing the balancing act. Okay, so your focus is right now on earthly matters, or right now on things which are not concerned with love, but rather on other things. So love might be on the back burner, or you can say on the back of the mind, but for the time being, I feel like short term things are focused more, like short term priorities. Whatever is a priority for me today, I'm going to do that. So it's something like that with the Two of Pentacles, because Two of Pentacles is not long term, it talks about short term. So definitely there's like a lot of focus on trying to somehow get through the day. It's something like that. And then you have the Bless card, you have time to go, and then you have chaos and conflict. So with the Bless card, I think you're going to find some kind of blessing through this phase. Like in this phase, you're going to feel like, okay, there's something positive that's come out from this whole thing, and you're going to be quite thankful for it. I think you're going to start appreciating life even more after this phase that you go through, and you are going to go towards things that make you happy, towards things that is going to help you grow, or will help you succeed in life. And with the chaos and conflict, there's a lot of you're shedding all these like you're doing a lot of shadow work. I feel like you're seeing those parts of yourself which are not serving you, and you're acting out on that, and you're somehow changing that. Okay, because if you see chaos and conflict, it seems like a horse turning into a zebra. Okay, so the horse is also like it's going out. I mean, like you see those I don't know what I would call these, but then the skin is somehow shedding. So, what I feel like you're becoming a better version of yourself, or you're just like realizing a lot of things about yourself with your chaos and conflict. So, what I feel here is you're changing. There's internally a lot of things happening, and that's very positive actually. And I think you're going to appreciate this time that you're away from this particular person. You're going to realize a lot of things about each other, or realize things about life or yourself as well. So the cards, the messages that I have here is, I believe we will eventually get married. So one person is definitely being hopeful here with the star card, because the star card is the strongest card for hope. So definitely I feel like this particular person believes that you're going to eventually get married, and they're even questioning the fact that, do you even love me? You might reunite, okay, and you complement each other. They might be a little different from you, but then it's like somehow you complement each other. They even put you on a pedestal, okay? I want to spend the rest of my life with you, and so this particular person wants to spend the rest of their life with you, and many people are in love with you. So because of the star quality, I definitely feel like you have a lot of people that um, like you or are in love with you, but then I don't think you realize it, because somehow in the star you see, look at the lady, she's like looking downward. I mean, like her focus is on something else. The same thing with the Hermit card. And with the Eight of Swords, again, it's blindfolded. And then with the Hanged Man, it's like, you have to see this from a different perspective. That is what is, I think, requiring you to do. Okay, so I think there are a lot of people who actually are in love with you. Okay, so that was your reading, and I hope you get some form of clarity. Thank you. Okay, the ones who've chosen option 4, your cards are, okay, the first card, you have the Magician, 10 of Swords, 9 of Cups, 4 of Cups, and Judgment. Then you have No Place Like Home, and then you have Milk and Honey. So here I feel like you're going a little backward. Okay, why I say that, it's like 1, then you have 10, then you have 9, then you have 4, and then you have like 20. So what I feel here is like, I think you're doing a lot of reflection, like learning from your past experiences. Whatever it has taught you, you're going to learn from that. And in this connection, what's happening is, with the Magician, even if things have ended, there's definitely someone who wants to bring a new beginning to this. With the Magician card, the Magician is someone who is like, okay, he's a pro manifester, and moreover, he's very optimistic. And he figures out ways to get this into reality. Like, he or she believes whatever is in my mind, I'm going to make sure that it becomes a reality. They work towards that, and somehow they manage to accomplish that. Okay, so that is the Magician. But if you are thinking, if you're putting this particular person on a pedestal, or you've been in love with this particular person, I would say I definitely agree that they're very resourceful, they're charming, they're confident, and they're like, I mean, like, they are so awesome, almost a very odd energy. But what I would tell you is, sometimes you need to ask, like there's no, I wouldn't agree that there's anyone on this earth who's perfect. So with the Magician card, are you seeing this particular person like through an eyes which is like love filled, or just like love is blind? Maybe you are seeing them like really perfect, so that is the Magician. But maybe the reality is not that, because what's shown outside and what's happening internally is very different. The Magician is portraying the fact that everything is perfect, everything is dandy, everything is like cool, and there's nothing happening. There's like everything good is happening. Okay, it's not like nothing happening, everything good is happening. But internally, with the 10 of Swords, it's like you're dying. So you show a front where you're like really happy, really doing great, all of those things. The exterior is, I mean, like, it's like showing in Facebook or any other place, like, okay, I'm doing great. But then they're not doing that great. They are in a very not so good place, I would tell you, with the 10 of Swords. So definitely they're going through a lot. Okay, there's hurt, there's pain, there's like, there's darkness. There's not so much positivity as it is being portrayed. So there's an exterior, there's a mask that's worn, and it's like showing like everything is great, but the reality is something else with the Ten of Swords. That is what I feel. And with the Nine of Cups, again, a single energy. I am happy. I am like great and all that. Narcissist almost, I feel like, with the Nine of Cups. This is someone who is like very into themselves. Okay, so that is the Nine of Cups. And then you have the Four of Cups. So this particular person shows that they have the self-love, they practice self-love, and they are like, okay, I'm great and all that stuff, but somehow they feel rejected. Okay, what's happening? I feel like this particular person is like, polar opposites. Like somehow I feel like there's a lot of up and down in emotions. There's a strong polarity here. Okay, so that is what with the Nine of Cups, exterior is something else and internally feeling is something else, like feeling rejected. And then you have the Judgment card, like wanting second chances, like Judgment card, wanting to move away from this but not wanting to admit that things are not going according to their plan. They have a plan but then it's not going according to it. And I see that card, I see the same thing in these two cards. You have like no place like home. No place like home talks about the fact like, you miss someone, you feel very comfortable with them. And then with the milk and honey, it's like you're missing. Okay, you're almost like feeling like, you want something. And then with the milk and honey, it's like you already have it. So what I feel in this particular pile, like there's it's a show off, or it's just like a very curated life. Like everything is the way they portray themselves, that is not the real them. Okay, or whatever is, if they're trying to portray that things are going really great and all that stuff, I doubt that the things are growing great in their life. I don't see that happening in their life. Like they're showing something else but the reality is something else. That is what is happening with this particular person. Okay, so your messages are smooth talker. Okay, so that is the Magician, definitely. I mean, like, the exterior might not be as perfect as they show you, and you will meet them unexpectedly. It can happen. Okay, then hope I could turn back time. And let's put our ego aside. Look, let's just simply get married. Okay, so that was your messages, and that was your reading. And I hope you get some form of clarity. Thank you. Okay, the next, pile number 5, your cards are. So the first card that you have here is the Five of Swords. Then you have the Three of Cups, then you have the Three of Wands, then you have the King of Pentacles, then you have the Ace of Wands, then you have Y, then you have Fates, and then you have the Imagine card. Okay, so if I see in this particular reading, you see the Five of Swords, there are 3 people. Then you have the Three of Cups, again 3 people, and then you have the Three of Wands, again 3. So definitely third party situation. So whenever I see in a reading like three people or too many people, not exactly too many people, but there's either 2 queens and 1 king or 2 kings and 1 queen, definitely a third party situation. Okay, and when I see all these 3 definitely a third party situation here. So you have the Five of Swords. So Five of Swords, definitely someone has come between the both of you, interfered, because you have the Three of Wands as well, that also talks about interference. Maybe it might be a friend who's interfered into this connection, and they tried to portray like it was nothing, but then definitely there's something, because you have the King of Pentacles. Five of Sword can also talk about like, you have a spouse and then you have the side chick. It's something like that with the Five of Swords. So it is also a card of cheating. It's also a card of like, it's a card of defeat. So in a relationship, when is there defeat from all sides? It's not a win-win situation. It is like everybody is losing there. There's like two people, they've lost, and this particular person who believes that he's won, but even he's lost. So when does that happen in a relationship? When you have someone, okay, as a side chick, and you have like a main person, and you try to think that you're going to manage it well, but then it does not happen. Okay, that does not happen. So that is the Five of Swords. So here, if you have your heart vested in someone else, but then you're married to someone else, it can be that as well. That situation as well with the Five of Swords. Like you're in love with someone else, but married to someone else. Because you have the King of Pentacles here, and then you have the Three of Cups. So definitely emotions seem to be torn between two people. Like being in love with two people at the same time, I actually don't believe in that concept, but I don't know with the Three of Cups. Okay, and with the Three of Wands, definitely interference of another person, and you're probably thinking like you want to move ahead in life, you want to like walk away. And with the King of Pentacles, you want stability in your life, because this connection is definitely not providing you the stability that you deserve. So with the King of Pentacles, you're wanting stability in your life, and with the Ace of Wands, it talks about like feeling passionate as well. You don't want to be like on the losing end. You want like passion as well, you want love as well, and you definitely want stability in your connection, something which is going to be for the long haul, something that is eventually going to be like, okay, I'm going to settle down with this person, I'm going to get married, and I'm going to be happy, and I'm not going to be thinking of the other person. So that is what it is. But then if you acting out this way, okay, what is the reason for it? With the Why card, definitely you need to ask yourself like, why is it that you find yourself in this particular situation? If so, what is the reason? Okay, that is the Why card. Then you have the Fates and you have the Imagine card. The Fates card talks about the fact like things aren't in your control, and you probably are like, okay, I'm not getting this, why am I stuck on this particular situation, this particular person? You sometimes you even question yourself like, is this in my mind, or is this really happening? And with the Imagine card, maybe this particular person never took the initiative or never took a step towards you. Maybe it was a form of connection where it was like, it was not really a connection, I can tell you. It is like liking someone and being very much aware that they like you back, but they're not taking a step towards you. So it can be that with the Imagine card, it can be only in your like thoughts. So you're questioning, I think definitely you're questioning this connection, questioning the whole motive, or you're just like, do they even like me first? That is what I feel. So there's stability, I think you're wanting stability in your life, and there's like committed. So this particular person might be committed, or you might be committed. You can be either of this particular person that I'm talking about, and you're an amazing individual. Okay, happy times ahead, don't worry about it. Only the thing is, you have to, once you get yourself out of a connection which is not serving you, and if you shed people and get away from people who aren't right for you, things start happening in a more positive way, because the wrong people don't bring you happiness. Okay, it's only right people, and you are too good for me and it scares me. So maybe this particular person never took an initiative or never took a step towards you because they felt like you're too good for them, and it was scary for them. And let's get serious. So I think you want stability in your life, and you're like, okay, now let's get serious and like think, like truly think about this. Maybe this particular pile, the pile 5, might be going through a major shift. Okay, this connection will go through a major shift, or I can tell you like it's not going to be the same as you imagine it to be. So your emotions towards this particular person will change, as in like, it is not going to be so strong, or it's not going to be like, now that you're feeling, maybe you're obsessing over it, but I don't think it's going to remain the same for, like, it's not going to remain the same. That's what I can tell you. Okay, but definitely I think they might even be keeping tracks on you, or they might be spying on you. That is what I feel. So this was your reading, and I hope you get some form of clarity. Thank you.